Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are all doing well. Before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for even clicking on the video, just giving me a chance. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It does go a really long way for the algorithm, just sharing the channel. But I know I say it all the time, but I don't want you guys to ever think that I take you guys for granted. So thank you so much for everything. We are giving away 10 Silver Tempest Elite Trainer boxes. If you want to learn how to win one, just go back to the video that I posted a couple days ago on Friday, where I opened up a Silver Tempest booster box. It was absolutely busted. It was super cool. And I know Silver Tempest is coming, and it's coming out on Friday, and we're going to have some Silver Tempest content for you. But I want to talk about the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection today because it is so different than I think what everybody expected. I know a lot of people thought that this was going to be printed heavily, and it should be fairly easy to find, but I don't think anybody thought it was going to be printed this heavily, right? When we talked about things originally, when pre-orders were happening for like $285, $300, I remember sitting here and telling you guys, hey, we know it's going to be at least double the print run of the Ultra Premium Collection from Celebrations. That's what's going to be allocated to distributors. It could be even higher at big box stores, but we won't know that until they start taking pre-orders in. And then look at how long Target was up for. It was up for an absolute massive amount of time, and then up again as early as a couple days ago. It was up multiple times. It was up in stock at the Pokemon Center multiple times, and this is just the beginning. There is another print wave of this coming yet, and I think that's really important to look at because you might be able to find, you should be able to find these Charizard Ultra Premium Collections for below MSRP, which I think is awesome. This is just a snip from GameStop that I took last night when I was building this video. I mean, as of November 5th at like 11 p.m. Central Time, it was in stock at GameStop, where you could just go to GameStop.com, order it for MSRP $119.99. Absolutely insane. A lot of people thought that this was going to be selling for double, triple MSRP, but Pokemon overprinted this thing. Pokemon printed this thing to oblivion, which is awesome because we know with an MSRP increase coming, that this second wave that's coming in December, that should be it. I think that will be it because we know MSRP is increasing. They're going to be focusing a lot on Scarlet and Violet. So having the opportunity to get these below MSRP, knowing that so many, and this is the caveat here, this is what I really wanted to emphasize in this video, local game stores are going to be overwhelmed with product. They're overwhelmed with Silver Tempest, even though it was short printed, even though it was allocated less than what we've seen in the past. There's still a lot of other products coming. And now we've got Crown Zenith, which is coming out in January, and Crown Zenith is going to be absolutely huge for a lot of people, which means that game stores, local game stores are going to be paying attention to that. They're going to be looking forward to upcoming invoices where they need to kind of allocate their own funds so that way they can properly pay distributors for these products. So they're going to start knocking down prices on some of these items to make sure that they can get them out the door. As early as just a couple days ago, Wave 2 at JD Mint Collectibles, huge shout out to Killa. If you're not following Mount Killa on YouTube, go check him out. But he dropped this with his promo code. This was purchasable for $114.99 for Wave 2. So $5 off of MSRP, just the regular price without any promo codes. This is sold out now, but there'll be other ones available like this. Wave 2 is going to release sometime in December. This is already below MSRP, and it's going to continue to be below MSRP, especially as companies are competing against each other, as they're fighting against each other. It's a race to the bottom to make sure that they can sell off stock to pay invoices. People are still, if you remember, we recorded a video a couple weeks ago, all this excess product that people are just sitting on, local game stores are just sitting on because they won't move. We're talking about Bolton collections, we're talking about Palkia, Dialga collection boxes, we're talking about Zoroark collection boxes, all the Pokemon Go stuff that just didn't sell that well. A lot of local game stores discounting them and still struggling, trying to sell them at wholesale and still struggling to move all the stock because Pokemon hasn't just overprinted this, they've overprinted everything. They sent out a tweet last year, a support ticket last year when Shining Fates originally came out saying, hey, we understand some of this stuff is difficult. We're not okay with that. We're going to make sure that we print stuff to demand, that people get chances. And you might not get it right away on release day, but you'll get it. We'll print it to make sure that everybody gets it. And I understand the ideology of this is a collectible. You want your collectible to be worth money. But in a collectible market, in collectors world, collectors speak, usually it doesn't become a collectible the day that it releases or the day after it releases. Usually it matures. That's what you talk about long-term collectability, things like that. So the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection, very available and continuing to be available, probably for less than MSRP, but I do think December is going to be the last print run. So maybe stocking up on some of these so that way you have some you know, whether you want to use them for trade bait or whatever the case may be, but finding some that are going to be below MSRP is going to be great. Charizard always does well. Charizard does really well in the long haul. Just look at a set like Burning Shadows, which that set doesn't have a whole lot in it outside of Charizard, and those booster boxes still sell extremely, extremely well. So I do think a product such as this that will be focusing on Charizard, plus a good pack selection inside, including Evolving Skies, is going to continue to mature long term, despite the fact that they're going to be relatively cheap coming up to the holiday season, which I think is really good. If we look at the Charizard UPC, look at how this graph just continues to go down. This is just TCG players, so very close to MSRP. Definitely MSRP if you include shipping, because this is the low point right now, 130.93. That's where that's shipped. So you have to figure an LGS who's selling it at 130.93. They have to pay that 13% fee to TCG player just to sell their product, and they're paying an additional $15 on top of it just to ship this product. So you're looking at people selling on TCG player these Charizard Ultra Premium Collections for about $100. About $100 total for them once all is said and done, once they factor in fees and shipping, even a little higher than that. But if you look at where it started at 308.92, this is just tanked like crazy and still being able to be picked up, at least in the US. I know it's not perfect overseas. I get that. Now, it's very, very unfortunate. But having the opportunity, I guess, to kind of source some product from the US over there is definitely something that a lot of overseas people want to look out for. I know the shipping costs are a little bit expensive, but once you start looking at the fact that this is going to fall below MSRP most likely, and a lot of people looking forward to Scarlet and Violet and Crown Zenith, I think there's going to be good options to find it at a relatively cheaper cost than maybe what you can find it for currently. But 130.93 is where it currently is. Look at where it was, 308.92. That's really close to what we saw the Celebrations UPC selling for, and pretty much staying at that point. They weren't able to print that one to capacity, but they kind of looked forward and moved on to the next one. 130.93 is absolutely amazing. If you look at the actual cards, I personally thought these would drop to $40. I wasn't expecting them to go even lower than that, and that's where they are right now. The singles inside these Charizard promos really dropping super, super hard. 26.66 is the low point for this Charizard V-Star. We saw the other side of this get released in V-Star Universe, which is coming out in December in Japan. We do expect it to be in our Crown Zenith set in January, the specialty set that's coming out, the last set of Sword and Shield. We're expecting to see the Mewtwo view. You can see Mewtwo in the corner, or in the left-hand side right here. You expect to see that view in V-Star Universe and in Crown Zenith, which is going to be really, really cool. So 26.66, the low point for this one. Absolutely phenomenal how far this one has fallen. You do expect it, again, to rise over time, but as of right now, to continue to fall. It might come even lower. You might see it below $20 by the time that second print wave opens up, especially if you're looking for better quality, because I think a lot of people were unhappy with the centering. Unfortunately, when they opened up their Charizard UPCs, they saw the centering not really that ideal, and maybe it'll be better in the second print run, and then they'll probably sell off some of their near mint copies that are kind of off center. But from where it was, 97.98, people kind of like, well, I don't need the entire box, but there are a couple singles I want. But look at how far it dropped. If we look at the Charizard V alternate art, again, same thing, even lower. 23.68 is where it hit at the end of October. It's gone up a little bit, 24.68, but I expect it to kind of hover around that point for the next month, and then when Wave 2 hits, kind of probably go down a little bit more. I might see it, like I said, under $20, but 87.82 is where this one was at one point. People were buying the Charizard VMAX for as high as 138.49. This is probably my third favorite of the three promos. I understand it looks really cool. All three of them look really cool, but this one I'm not as hyped about as the other two. 25.43 is where it's currently sitting. 24.99 was its low point at the end of October, so going up very, very little. These are selling a lot on TCG Player, so they are moving very, very frequently, but still dropping in price just because of the supply that's out there. We talk about supply and demand all the time. Lots of supply for this product out there, but really falling because demand isn't there because there's so much supply. 138.49 is where it was sitting at one point in time. If you compare this to the other ultra premium collections that are out there that have existed, super premium collections, whatever you want to call them, because they weren't always called ultra premium collections. This is the one from Hidden Fates. If you look at the Rayquaza GX, this is kind of how promos are selling now. If you go back to when they were released, so the Hidden Fates one came out a few years ago. Rayquaza GX, that's one of the singles in there, selling right now for about $44, $45 for a near mint copy. You can see the market price there, $42. The other two cards in there, not selling too well at all. Not selling at great prices at all. The Solgaleo GX selling for about $5. The Lunala GX, about the same point. So when it comes to the actual Ultra Premium Collection, much better possibly to keep sealed for the long haul, because the Ultra Premium Collection from Hidden Fates doing a lot better in the sealed area than if you open it up, sell the singles. I understand that the packs from Hidden Fates are worth about $15 $10 a piece. But when you factor in the singles that are in there, not selling for as much as the actual sealed version of that card. If you look at the Generations one, the two cards that come in the Generations Super Premium Collection are the Mewtwo EX and the Mew EX. Beautiful, beautiful cards. I love the full art variants of these. $26.48 for the Mewtwo EX, and then you've got $42.20 for the Mew EX full art. So again, doing a lot better in the sealed form than if you broke them open. This is the Shining Legends one. There's 3 unique ones. There's also a Pikachu promo that comes in the Shining Legends ones as well. But these are the kind of the 3 ultra rares, if you want to call them that. The Ho-Oh GX Rainbow Rare selling for about $11 right now. The Shining Lugia, definitely the cream of the crop when it comes to those promo cards, selling for closer to that $42 mark. And then the Shining Celebi selling for about $15, $16. These were more limited than what you'll see in the set because these were just box promos, but the box itself from Shining Legends, the Premium Collection, selling much, much better as a sealed entity than if you break it up and sell the singles. And finally, we know all about the Ultra Premium Collection from Celebrations. This one has caused so many people headaches because they still haven't been able to find them, and it's just going to continue getting tougher and tougher. I don't think they're going to go ahead and reprint that product anymore at this point in time. The Charizard Celebrations metal card, very unique because of how they did it. I understand that there's a GameStop exclusive Arceus. The metal cards in that, if I saw a sneak peek of them, I'm sure you guys have as well. Not nearly as cool as the ones that we saw in Celebrations. At least that's my own personal opinion. You can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But the metal Charizard selling for about $130 right now. The Pikachu selling for about $40 right now. And then you've got the 2 gold promos that come along with it as well. Pikachu V selling for $36 and the Pokeball selling for about $13. So adding those up, the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection singles actually doing very, very well once you factor in the fact that the packs are continuing to go up as well. So whether that is a sealed item or a broken item, the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection is just a little bit more unique than the other ones where they're kind of selling at the same point regardless of whether you break them open or not. But use that information as you move forward with the print wave number 2 for the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. I think it's important for you guys to make your own decision, but also have all the knowledge that you need, all the information that you need, so that way you can be like, okay, is this something that I want to hold on to for a year, then I can use it for trade bait or whatever the case may be, or maybe this is something that I want to add to my sealed collection long term because I expect it to appreciate in value over the years, and then whatever happens in the future as far as your collection goal, at least you have something that's more of asset minded. So very, very cool. Lots of product to go around when it comes to the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. If you know somebody who's struggling to find one, or if you're struggling to find one, let us know in the comment section down below. We can always try and help each other out. I think that's a really good way to go, especially with this product being so available, but unfortunately not as available for everybody, especially depending on what part of the country you're from or what part of the world you're from. Might be a little bit more difficult. So definitely speak up so that way other people can kind of help in. That's the great thing about this community, and the great thing about you guys and this fan clan family that we've kind of established, is that we're always kind of helping each other out as much as possible, which I think is really, really good. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Come back on Tuesday. We're going to start more Silver Tempest talk. So until then, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Enter to win your Elite Trainer box. Leave a like and a comment because it does go a long way for the algorithm. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for everything. You mean the world to me. Thank you. Seriously. Peace.